everybody needs to create a money machine.
This is what I think a lot of people make a mistake on diversification.
So I can reduce my risk without reducing my return by knowing how to diversify.
Rise and shine?
Entspresso time.
No, it's Entspresso time.
It's Entspresso time.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Tony Robbins.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
The goal, if you own a business, and I would assume a lot of your viewers are business owners or getting started in business, no matter how good you are in business, think about this. The one universal rule that idiots in finance know is diversification. It's the only free lunch. You got to diversify. Because if you put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how good the basket is, one day that real estate market, that stock market, that bond market, that collectibles market, whatever you invest in, Ray Dalio showed me statistically, it'll drop 50 to 70% on a day. Now, if you're later in life when that happens, it's over for you.
Right.
So you have to diversify, and yet most people, they know real estate, so they do it, or they know stocks, so they do it, or they grew up with their parents flipping things, and it's the wrong thing to do. So you've got to diversify in order for you to be able to truly succeed, and that's why when you own a business, if you put all your money in your business, which is what most of us do naturally,
it's a lot of risk.
You put all your eggs in one basket, and there's things that can happen. I mean, you know, let's say you spent 20 years and you figured out how to put together the ultimate map, you know, and you remember Garmin came out with this thing called the TomTom. I don't know if you remember, you used to put on your, are you old enough to remember that? You used to put on your phone? Or you used to put on your dash? Cost $100. It was a breakthrough.
They were making like 100 million or something. Or,
they were. 6 months later, what happened?
The iPhone came out with Google Maps.
These little bastards, excuse my French, came out with it, put Google Maps, put their own map on here, and it costs how much? $0. What's that going to do to your business when someone takes your product or service and gives it away for free? So I always tell people, competition happens, technology happens. What you must do is have a second business with no moving parts, no people, no time. Maybe it takes you 3 days a year for 2 or 3 hours after you've read the book. You put it in place and you measure it 2 or 3 times a year. That's it. Go on with your life. Now, if there's a trouble in your business, you're financially set. In my life, I have 31 companies now. We have, you know, what do we have? 1,200 employees, 7 different industries. We do $5 billion in sales. I mean, that used to be, you know, me and my seminar business. It's grown geometrically. But with all those moving parts, the only way I've been able to succeed is because I've taken every one of those businesses and I've diversified my assets so that when things were in trouble, I still had enough economics to take care of myself and keep the business going. So everybody needs to create a money machine that works while you sleep, that doesn't have moving parts, and that's what this is really about.
Diversification is really all about how much you have to lose. This is what I think a lot of people make a mistake on diversification. If you've got a lot to lose, if you've got a lot of money in your business, if you've got a lot of money in real estate or the stock market, if you got something to lose, then you need to start to think about diversification, because something could go wrong and destroy that stock market, destroy that business, and you need to start diversifying. But if you have nothing to lose, this is another huge mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. If you've got nothing to lose, diversification is a terrible strategy. It's not going to help you. It's not going to work. The number of entrepreneurs who DM me and say, hey, I'm setting up my 14 different streams of income. Meanwhile, none of them are working. It's a fatal mistake so many people make, is there's a lack of focus at the beginning because you're trying to diversify too soon, too quickly, when you've got nothing to lose, and you end up having 14 streams of income that are all not making you very much money. So what do? At the very beginning, the key is to focus. At the very beginning of your business, it's to focus. It's to put all your eggs in one basket. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world. And he said, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. You will get a ton of success at the beginning through focus. You want to get great at YouTube? Focus. You want to get great at selling cars? Focus. You want to get great at being a dog walker? Great. Focus. Focus. Like, how do you get to be the best in the world? Through focus. And it's through that execution that will give you the high paying clients, right? If you're just dabbling in a whole bunch of different things, you never get great at anything, you're never gonna make a lot of money, right? Money comes from providing value. Providing value comes from being really good at what you do. Being really good at what you do comes from focus. So if you try to diversify too soon, you never focus, you never get great, you never make money, you never build your business. So at the very beginning, when you've got nothing to lose, don't diversify. Pick one thing, go all in on it, crush it, be the best in the world, start making money, okay? Now, step 2, you have something to lose. You've got the home, you've got a business, even if it's not where you wanna be. Listen, you're never where you wanna be, right? We always want more, we always have bigger ambitions, bigger dreams, bigger goals. We always wanna be growing. That's part of human happiness. If you're not growing, you're not gonna be happy, period. You can look at your life right now. If you've had a stretch, maybe that stretch is right now, when you're not growing, you're not gonna be a happy person. So we always want more, we always wanna grow. And so when you've got now something to lose, now you gotta think about diversification. Because if that thing goes away, at the beginning, if your business goes away, who cares? You had no clients anyway. But now if you've actually got a real business and it goes away, that's a big deal. Because now you're relying on that, your family's relying on that, your community's relying on that. And so that's when you need to start to think about diversifying, about getting into other things. Now be very, 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 very careful when you start diversifying. A lot of entrepreneurs make the next mistake, which is you go and put a ton of money in on something that you think is going to be a hot opportunity, but because you have no domain expertise in it, you lose a lot of money. A lot of my entrepreneur friends do this. They go and they say, hey, I've had so much success in my company, I'm gonna go invest in this other business. Or I'm gonna go launch these other companies where they're not directly involved in it. They may not even know enough about the opportunity, and they lose a whole bunch of money. A lot of angel investors end up losing a lot of their money because they don't know enough about the businesses they're getting into. So it's great that the idea was to diversify, but if you don't know what you're gonna get into, if you don't know that industry, then make sure you spread your money around. So for example, if you have a successful business and you're gonna start to diversify and you're gonna put it into the stock market, the best thing you can do is invest in the index funds. If you don't know much about stock market investing, if you are the expert at it, great, then you can pick certain stocks and say, hey, Amazon, this is the one for 2021, I'm gonna go all in on Amazon, right? If you have the knowledge and you know what to do, awesome. But if you don't, putting all this money down on Amazon when you don't know anything about Amazon or the stock market is actually not reducing your risk, it's increasing your risk. Taking money out of a business that you know how to operate and dumping it into one stock is increasing your risk, even though you tell yourself you're diversifying. So if you don't know about the thing you're getting into, that's when you spread it across. So you buy the index fund, you buy the market, right? You buy the ETF, so you're buying every stock. And so you know the stock market is going to go up. It's not betting it all on one stock or betting it all on one house or betting it all on one angel investment, right? You're reducing your risk by spreading it across. So summarizing it, diversification is really about what do you have to lose. If you've got nothing to lose right now, don't diversify. Focus. Don't go for multiple streams of income. Focus. Pick one. Crush it. Become one of the best in the world at that thing. Make some money and then start to diversify. If you have something to lose, then start to look at, hey, how do I pull some money off the table? How can I spread my risk across multiple asset classes, right? How do I get into something like the stock market, but not go all in on one stock? I'm gonna spread it in by buying an ETF, right? Make sure that when you start to diversify, you don't just put it all into one thing that you don't know anything about, and then you lose all your money again. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know what was your single biggest takeaway from this video, and how are you going to take action on that this week when you watch something, get motivated, and then create a plan of action to say when, how, and where you're gonna take action. You have an over 90% chance of following through versus just a 35% chance if you get motivated by watching a video but never create your plan. So I want you to get some results. I want you to write down below what your plan of action is, your biggest takeaway, and what your plan of action is. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you. Also, if you want to have unstoppable confidence, I've created my 254 program where it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for you to build a habit. My 254 series is absolutely free. Will help you build the confidence that you need, and the link to join is in the description below.
If you want to change your life, my friends, you got to change your physiology and you got to change your focus. My very first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I want to get my head right. I do this thing called priming. Today, what creates marketing is when you don't just market, but you add value to people.
Knowing how to diversify well is more important than almost anything. People don't understand this.
Is that an evergreen principle, you think?
Yes, that's an evergreen principle.
Interesting.
And the reason I'm saying that, the way it is, it's almost like a casino making its money.
Okay.
Okay. The way that you do it is you get an edge. So now when you have to make a bet, I've got to bet against the whole world. The world has a view on something is reflected in the price. So when I think something is attractive or unattractive, that means I have to bet against the whole world and whether that's right or not. That's difficult. I get it right, you know, more often than I get it wrong, but I'm going to get it wrong sometimes. And so when you can take a lot of different bets, what you can do is, like the casino, you'll get your average that your bet would be, but you'll reduce your risk of one of those tables not being the table that's paying off. And so that margin, so I can reduce my risk without reducing my return by knowing how to diversify.
If you want to change your life in the next 30 days, check out my free training right here below me. Or if you want another awesome video from Tony Robbins, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy them. Continue to believe, and I'll see you then.